Getting error code L23 for my Rheem condenser. 9-year-old unit with a number of problems this season.
How old is the appliance? Have you gotten error messages before?
Unit along with air handler both 9 years old. Found frost on insulated line and called technician. Diagnosed with bad/clog filter dryer. Changed out, then got code L23 2 days later. Called technician, fan motor had ceased. Replaced fan, works good for about an hour then shuts down with L23 again. Capacitor and some sensors were replaced by technicians earlier in the season.
Do you plan on doing the work yourself?
No, have maintenance contract with HVAC company, but they seem to be throwing hands up at this problem and recommending replacing unit.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
After capacitor and sensors were changed, was getting code L21. Many trips by technician could not figure out problem until frost problem.
What is the model on the condenser? You may be presented an offer for a phone call for an additional fee. Please ignore offer for phone call as I am unable to take a call right now, but we can work here as long as needed. The offer is automatically site generated.
RARLA 024 Jazz.
Thanks for this information. The L23 is a high-pressure code. Usually caused by outdoor fan not working, dirty outdoor coil, refrigerant overcharge or a restriction in refrigerant flow. The L21 is a low-pressure issue. Usually caused by low refrigerant charge, dirty filter or indoor coil, indoor fan not running or a restriction in refrigerant flow. The thing I see that is common in your situation is a restriction in refrigerant flow. Most likely a sticking metering device. Does this only happen in cool mode?
We do not use this for heat. Separate hot water baseboard heating due to very bad allergies. Thus cannot open windows even when outside temperature is cool.
Do you mind giving me your last name, SRI number on outdoor unit and your zip code so I can check warranty?
Just to give you full info. Had refrigerant leakage issue last 2 years. Technicians replenished refrigerant and used something called microseal. Recommended using a dye test after summer is over. AC good for the season, but both techs never followed up. First tech was original installer, no longer does maintenance, only new installs. Second tech left the HVAC company I'm using. My last name is number 7230W47 of 905-973.
Okay, nothing coming up under the serial number, so the installer may have failed to register when installed. If he had registered, you would have 10 years parts warranty. If they added a sealant, I guarantee you, no doubt about it, your problem is the metering device at indoor coil is sticking shut or getting stopped up, causing the pressure switches to trip. Either low or high can trip, as here is what happens. When refrigerant is flowing properly, we will be running about a 130 low side and a 280 high side pressure. When the metering device fails to open or is plugged, the low side drops, causing icing and eventual going to a vacuum where high side skyrockets to 600 and trips.
As mentioned earlier, beginning of season, no cool air from unit, thought it was same leakage problem, called HVAC company. They sent temporary tech as their permanent tech had left company. Diagnosis was bad sensors, also recommended changing out capacitors at same time. Worked good for about a week, then started getting L23. New tech came, changed valve cores, checked pressures, added refrigerant. Good for a couple of days, then L23 again. Several more repeated trips of the same. Then finally saw frost on an insulated line into the house and also coils inside air handler. Diagnosis as low refrigerant, added some, good for a couple of days, then saw frost on insulated line into the house. Diagnosis was bad filter dryer, etc.
Sounds like you might want to find you a local HVAC company that knows what they are doing. Anytime a tech wants to replace multiple items for a single problem, that is an indication he does not know the reason for the problem and hopes one of those things will fix. Capacitors would not make unit ice. If you actually have a leak, I can put the fluorescent ACA approved dye in system, locate leak with a black light and repair. But if they have added a sealant, there is no doubt in my mind that indoor metering device is gummed up.
I will take your advice about new HVAC guy later, but since I'm still under maintenance contract until end of year, what should I be asking them to consider next? Where is the metering device? They had recommended the dye thing but said I will not have AC for a few days, not acceptable during that time, middle of heat wave both times.
I would ask them to replace the metering device. It is usually a TXV thermal expansion valve, or a piston dot located in the indoor coil evaporator. As for the dye, again, they are a bit in left field about being without AC. What they do is add the dye to refrigerant. As unit runs and refrigerant leaks out, the dye leaks, also leaving a detectable coating which lights up under a bulkhead light so they can see where refrigerant is leaking. Just as quickly as it leaks enough that you feel the unit not cooling as well, they can run out there and find the leak. No downtime involved at all.
Thank you for the information. Let's see how these guys handle it.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.